All the meets, tournaments, wins, and losses come down to just one night, where a single team becomes district champions. Claire has owned the Jack Pine Conference for the last 7 years, and knew tonight's game against Harrison would be a fight to the bitter end. As you saw in the highlights, both teams had plenty of opportunities to score, but like all good rivalries, this game was decided in the final 8 seconds. The road to the Breslin Center is just one win away for the remaining 6 Northern Michigan girls basketball teams, looking to shoot past their quarterfinal opponent this evening. Matthew, Traverse City St. Francis girls basketball came into today's afternoon game with its eyes set on winning its program's first state title. Unfortunately, turnovers got the best of the Gladiators in the second half, ultimately leading to their Class C finals loss.
I told them early in the year that what I've been through, that every day is a gift. Every practice is a gift, every game is a gift, but more importantly, every one of them is a gift.
Today's final drops Traverse City St. Francis's overall record to 26-2, but the Gladiators aren't going home empty-handed. They'll add their first state runner-up trophy to their school's case and what Coach Haskey calls the year of St. Francis. Donning the color purple, Petoskey softball did its part in creating awareness for cystic fibrosis, welcoming in Sault Ste. Marie for its second annual Purple for a Cause game. Tonight on the shores of Lake Michigan, the Northmen honored one of their own, Bat Boy Curtis Mainland. Mainland got the chance to throw the game's first pitch to Petoskey senior Hallie Gibson. The Northmen also released purple balloons prior to the start of Game 1.
We felt honored to be part of it, and ever since it's happened, we've become like part of the team. I mean, we've all done things together. We come to the games, we've worked the games. The girls are all, I mean, they all take Curtis under his wing, and our whole family.
I just think it's a great opportunity for our girls to really understand that, you know, it's good to give back. It's not just about playing a game, but it's about helping other people in the end.
After all the pregame festivities, the Blue Devils and Northmen suited up for their doubleheader. Down a run in the second, Sioux's Maddie Brichet rips one to the gap in left center. It's good for an RBI triple. Aliyah Van Lucien races around and slides in to tie the game at 4. Petoskey strikes back in the bottom of the frame. On the wild pitch, McKenna Smith races home to give Petoskey the 5-4 edge. In the third, Sarah McCain drives in Kiana Waddick, helping Petoskey sweep the Sioux. Same two schools on the baseball side. Petoskey took game 1 2-0. Northmen get right to work in the nightcap. Phil Schaub crushes one to the deepest part of the park, one-hopping the fence in center. Sam Wilcox crosses home plate to give the Northmen a 1-0 lead. Later in the first, Petoskey loads the bases, but Sioux's Darren Lagendoff gets out of the jam, racking up the strikeout. Second inning, Northmen strike again. This time it's Brady Gray hitting one to the gap. Petoskey captures game 2 11-10 with a walk-off. Fixtures at games on every field and court across Michigan are in dire need of some help. 10 years ago, there were 12,000 officials registered around the state. Today, that number has shrunk to 10,000. A referee shortage that is particularly felt in northern Michigan, where the average age of officials is 62 years old.
2, play.
Mark Stewart has been officiating high school sporting events for 37 years, but he's not sure how much longer he can keep working, and he's worried about the future of officiating.
Seems like we're getting more and more games. We just don't have a lot of bodies to be able to cover all those. Right now we're okay, but it's getting to the point where it's a critical stage.
Every year, the MHSAA puts out a call for new officials, hoping to solve the problem before it becomes even more of an issue.
We talk about recruiting all the time, and every day that the doors are open here at the MHSAA, we are doing something in the world of officials recruitment.
This past year we've recruited about a dozen new officials, which is absolutely great, but we've lost 6 in only with 1 season here in basketball, and that was because of poor sportsmanship.
Which is one of the biggest reasons there aren't more officials on the fields and courts. It has nothing to do with the game, but with those in the stands watching.
I attended some games this year where it's gotten way more personal. They used to just yell, bad call, this and that, blah, 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 but now they get a little more personal when they yell things. That's probably a little tougher to take.
People don't realize that it's your family, it's your coworkers, it's the people that live next door to you that are doing this game, and they're just doing it to give back to the sport.
In northern Michigan and the UP, the number of officials is becoming dangerously low. meaning more headaches for players, coaches, and athletic directors.
The days are gone where a school can just cancel a game, call the other school and say, let's just make it up tomorrow.
Basketball, you're almost a year in advance. After basketball season ends, I'm working on next year's officials. Football is almost a legitimate year in advance. You're trying to get those guys if possible, or just after the season.
Jay Morse is a new official in 2016, and for him, umpiring is a way to stay involved in a game he's grown up with.
I work every game this year with a senior official, someone that's been here and has officiated many games, and every game both before and after I have questions and I get them answered.
One way the MHSAA is trying to pump up recruiting is by highlighting the pay.
You cannot make what you can make in officiating on an hourly basis in just about any other area. And so that's a way that we're really trying to recruit, and officiating can be a great way to supplement an income.
But to Stewart, it's not about the money.
If we're umpiring and refereeing for money, we're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because there was always somebody there when I wanted to play. Now we want the younger folks that have had that opportunity with us doing those things for them. We want them to step up and be able to do it for the next generation of young athletes coming through.
Your first name is?
Gavin. Gavin? Mark. Your most important job today, Gavin, is
protecting you.
That's right. You have a great game, bud.
When the 2015-16 school year began, Traverse City St. Francis knew it had a special group of athletes. In the fall, the Gladiators football and volleyball teams captured regional titles. During the winter season, girls basketball went one step further, finishing runner-up in Class C. Postseason runs, TCSF girls tennis is hoping to top.
I said to the girls this year, it's really up to you whether you want to work towards trying to win a state championship.
Finishing second best in the state last season has Traverse City St. Francis girls tennis more determined than ever.
I feel like last year was a lot of motivation for all of us. We really worked hard over the winter, so we're gonna definitely try to do our best.
To win the team state championship is one more trophy in that whole line that we have at our school, and that means a lot because I love my school and it'd be really exciting.
As seniors, Bendrowski and Chenard can't imagine a better high school send-off, which is why they're leaving it all on the court, every practice and meet.
Where they're putting in the time, they're putting in the work, they're putting in the effort. But you know what? It's not just about the win. It's about the fight all the way to that. And I think these girls are ready for that fight.
For the last decade, the Gladiators have entrusted their success in Paul Bendrowski, who has continued to develop the sport of tennis in Traverse City.
Originally, when I came here almost 10 years ago, there was no middle school program, and I started first with the middle school program, and we grew it from a few kids to now we have about 70 kids in middle school playing tennis.
Early repetition that has benefited this group of Gladiators.
A lot of my improvement since middle school has been because of Coach Bendrowski.
And he's worked really hard with this program, and he's made it what it is today, and he always keeps us very focused and everything, which helps us a lot.
This Thursday, St. Francis will compete in a league match at Elk Rapids.